How long have you been watching KDP videos thinking, I really want to get going, I really want to do this? Well, don't worry. Today I am going to take you through absolutely everything that you need to know. This is going to be a bit of a long video, so you might want to add this to your very own playlist, as this is going to cover everything from how to create your KDP account to how to create your very first low to no content book. With this, you can then upload it onto KDP, which I'm going to take you through that process too, and then we can start to sell. I am telling you, this video is going to pack a punch so that you can find your way around easily. I don't usually do this, but today I have added in little bookmarks so that you can go to the sections that you need help in most. So if you are really serious about starting your KDP business, then this is the only video that you need to watch. I'm going to show you how you can get going, and then if you want to develop this business into other types of books, niches, then I have got so many different videos on this channel for you to choose from. Let's head over onto the computer right now. So for me, using BookBolt has really unlocked the key to my success with the low to mid content books. I use it both for my standard kind of notebooks, logbooks, that sort of thing, but then I also use it for colouring books, mazes, things like that. In particular, I really love the cover designer, how easy it is to use. I love how simple it is to change and amend all the different pages. It's so simple to use. There is a link down in the description and the pinned comments where you can get 20% off for life by using my code Mrs. D, and it is so worth it. So first of all, as I say, this is going to be a complete beginner's guide. So this is like you've never done anything before and you're like, what on earth do I do? Where do I start? There's so many different types of books you can do. So let me first take you across to the cloud just over here at the side. Now in here, this is going to give us like a range. So for the purpose of today's video, we are going to create some kind of a notebook. And that's because it's kind of one of the quickest to make. Otherwise this tutorial would go on for so long. But if I just show you the drop down, so you've got journals, music sheets, calendars, planners, colouring books, activity books, puzzle books, comics, guest books, log books, trackers and sketchbooks. So essentially what we're going to do right now, you can use this in any of these other books and you will get really good results. And just because a market is oversaturated, that doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't do it. So I'm actually going to change this to the top 500 bestsellers just here. So we've got bestsellers, we've got the category is notebooks, the BSR range, I'm keeping it to 500,000, and price range, I just leave that where it is. And then you can, if you really want to, say if you've got a particular niche that you're in and you want to fine tune it, say you're in the crazy cat lady niche, you might want to put in here cats, and then it will bring up the top 500 notebooks that fall within the cat niche. And basically you can put into that basically what you want. But for now we're going to leave it blank because I just want us to have a look and we can see what sort of books are coming up. So when your search results come up, it's really important not just to look at the top books, but also to look at the bottom books. So top ones you've got at the moment, which I think is really interesting. So these will be the top bestsellers here. So we've got 2 graph paper books, which is kind of in line with the fact that it's back to school paper, and that might be why those books are more popular. So each day this will change. I'm just saying it will change. This isn't like a standard thing. Then we've got a smiley face composition notebook. Interestingly here, if you have a look, so the pink graph paper book is by Fundamental Notebooks. The red one, it's by a very similar design, is by Joyful Journals. So it's not as if it's one person dominating. So if you take a look at this graph paper notebook just here, so I'll take you through all the key parts. So you've got what type of book it is, who it's published by. It's been independently published. Then, which does mean it's just been published on Amazon KDP. You've got how many reviews they're getting. This one here's got just 78 reviews. This one over here, which is the red one, has got 2,833 reviews. So these books are doing really well. This one here's pipped them a little bit on price. Their BSR is 341. Estimated monthly sales, 686. So in order to work out what their profit is, we can have a look. So if I go to Google KDP Profit Calculator, just here, there we go, printing cost and royalty calculator. And then we hit open calculator. So it's paperback, black and white interior, trim size. It was 0.5 by 11 inches from Amazon.com. Page count 100 pages. Now, crucially, if you go over 109 pages, you are going to go into a different bracket. And that one there was $4.95. So 4.95. And then there we can go to submit. That's going to tell us our profit per book. So only around 13 cents per book. So if they are selling, let me just get my calculator on my phone. So 0.13 times, they were estimating monthly sales at 686. It's about $90 a month. If, however, we go for this one just here, which doesn't have that much fewer sales, so this here is going to really show us kind of the different profit margins. So this is essentially the same book, but they're charging $6.79. And it might be with this one that they didn't amend the prices when the KDP prices went up. So now we'll hit submit. And this one here was saying they're selling on average 640 books. So remember that last one there was $90, whereas this one here is going to be $1.23 times 640. That's $787. So by charging an extra $2, they have massively upped their sales, because now this red book, let me just show you. So this red book just here, which is the more expensive one, even though they're getting slightly fewer sales, is making $787. And this pink one here, even though it's cheaper, they're not quite getting the volume that would put them into like huge sums of money. So they're just getting around $90 a month. So this is how you kind of need to work out your pricing and try and find a bit of a sweet spot. For something like that, 8.5 by 11, I think $7 is really reasonable. And if you look through these listings, they're all about $7. And there are so many different graph paper books that I kind of can't really believe this, actually. It is quite crazy, but they're selling in the hundreds every single month. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to stop looking at these top bestsellers, and we are now going to scroll right down to the very bottom. So these are going to be 500 in the top 500. So that's going to be the 500th bestseller. And I'm going to look for something a little bit different. I don't really want to just go for a very standard notebook. We're going to look for something that kind of catches our eye. I want it to have like a few kind of reviews and things like that. These BSRs, average BSR for the last 30 days, that must have had a really good BSR at one point. Let me have a little look. Oh, that's a wedding gift tracker. So we're going to have a look. We want BSR to be under 100, well, always under 300,000. So you could still go a bit more obscure like than this. And we're just going to look for something a little bit more interesting. Now, something like this space book here is absolutely beautiful. I mean, if you have a look at the colours on that, if you were to be looking for a notebook for kids, for school, for a science type thing, this book here is definitely going to stand out. Interestingly, they haven't got the sizes. It's $6. Average BSR of 30 days, 85,277, but currently it's actually a bit lower, 76,982. But that just shows like really a lovely kind of, and actually I'm seeing quite a few science themed notebooks. So here you've got another science one, so that's like a little microscope. You've got a maths graph paper book, another science themed one. So I think what we'll do for today is another science one as well. I think we will definitely go for the science themed notebook because that's looking actually really promising. But before we do that, we're going to head over onto Amazon. And I'm going to go to Amazon.com because that way the BookBolt KDP Spy software is going to be on there. So we're going to go Science, Composition, Notebook. Let's go for a wide ruled to kind of niche down a little bit more. So that's bringing up 50,000 search results. So you will find it quite tricky to penetrate into that niche without putting in quite a lot of advertisements, things like that. But all is not lost. We're going to come over here to our KDP Spy. It's just an extension that you get for free when you get the BookBolt software. So I'm going to hit onto that. We're going to click over to keywords. And now it's going to have a look and see what kind of keywords are being searched for. And then what we can do is we can take these search terms and put them into the Amazon search bar and see kind of what ones are coming up with them. You can also hit search just there. And now what that's going to do is pull through everything on that front page. So what I'm actually going to do in here is change this to for teens, just to see if we can narrow down slightly there and see if that affects our overall search. So there we go. So but I'm now targeting at teens. We're looking at 917. Now this is a really quick, fast, almost quite a dirty way to do it. It's not, if I'm looking to actually really focus in on a niche, I'm going to be doing this for a lot longer. But for the sake of the video, that is the basics. So here, this would form probably my title, and also it would be in my keywords as well. Now I'm just going to have a little look. That one there, where has it gone? This one just here is amazing. I absolutely love that. I think that looks really good. So I'm just having a look as well to see kind of what the sizes are. So we're tending to look at like the 100-page mark is seeming to be quite normal. Here you've got a marble one. That's a bit of DNA. You've got, of course, you've got like the flower side of things, so biology. So it might be that you could do something along those lines. Here you've got like a really nice graphic of a spaceman. And now you can see actually a lot of these now are not sciencey at all. These are now looking at just kind of teens, that sort of market. This is really nice as well with the jellyfish. And these boxes here that you can see, this is from the Self-Publishing Titans. This is a free extension that you can get. Now, This one here is giving you a keyword score. Now they recommend anything over 60. The higher the number, the better it is. But I have had success with other books that have had less than 60. So just because, you know, some guru says, do not go for a book unless on the first page you have got 10 books that are all under 300,000 BSR. It's not always the case. There are ways to penetrate in. And also it's about what the keywords are that you're using and how your book looks. So let's now go back to BookBolt. I think we are going to stick with maybe, I think I'm going to go with the 8.5 by 11 because I think for a school notebook, that's quite a good size. Lots of these are tending, well, to be fair, some are doing 6 by 9. That's $6. But for me, I think I will go for the 8.5 by 11. You can also, for example, search up a seller. If you wanted, you know, there was that book that I said, oh, I really like that one. Oh, I really like this one, actually. So if you wanted to do a bit more of a deep dive on a book, say, for example, this one here, we really like it. This one is really an 8 by 10, judging by the size. It's a bit of funny sizing coming up there. You can see here some other books that you might also be interested in. This space one here is really nice as well. So there's a few different things. But basically, these books actually also have what is called an ASIN number. So under product details, just there, you can see here we've got the ASIN. So I'm just going to copy that across. And then we're going to take this back to BookBolt. And here you can go into Book Scout. And this is if you want to kind of go on a bit more of a deeper dive. So as you can see here, you get 25 lookups per day. And then I'm just going to paste that into there. Let's do a quick search. And this now, it's going to give us our description, but it's also then going to give the keywords that they're using. Then it's going to give us the search volume and also the total number of items that it will show up in with the search. So for example, the search volume is meaning 38,352 times a month. Someone is typing in one composition notebook. What will come up in the Amazon search is 54,877. And for that book, they're not ranking. However, if you come down here, search volume for a 4 wide ruled composition notebook, there is 18,828 searches and 18,098 items come up. And this one, they're ranking 33rd. So this is what you kind of have to take a look at. And in an ideal world, the number of books that come up in search will always be lower than the search volume, because that means then that you have got a bit of a chance. And this here is giving you all the sort of keywords that you can be looking at. So you'll see a bit later on when we go and upload this onto Amazon KDP, where you would put your keywords in. But this is a really good place to start and see, you know. So obviously the lower the search results, so like here, Ikigai for teens, not entirely certain what that is. If you know, pop it down in the comments below. I'd love to know. So there's 34,000 people search this every month, but only 130 search results. Now, if this book isn't directly related, then that can affect your click-through rate and therefore your chances of showing on that first page. So I wouldn't recommend always doing that. Another really great feature on BookBolt as well is that you have the tutorial section. You can come here and it tells you exactly how to use all these different features. So KDP Spy is what we've just used over on Amazon. There's also a BookBolt lister. So if you tend to use like common things, then you can actually like just preempt things. There's mass cover creator. So there is a lot more to use, but obviously today we're just focusing in on the basics. So I've been yabbering on for a while, so let's actually go and make this space themed book. So now I'm going to hit where it says research over here. We're going to come down to create, and now we're going to go to BookBolt Studio. So now we've got our new product section up. We are going to be doing the cover and the interior. We are going to call this Space Composition Notebook. And we said we would go for the 8.5 by 11, which is there. We're having black and white interior. And here we're going to have 100 pages. That way it keeps our printing costs and everything down much lower. And also it's quite a nice sized book. So now we're going to hit create project. And what's really cool about BookBolt is this here is a template that you can download from Amazon by itself. But I really love how BookBolt actually add in all the guidelines for you. They're going to tell you and show you where your barcode's going to go, so you're not going to put anything too crucial in there. And it's giving you all like the trim size and everything. So I think it is so amazing. Now let's just start off. So what we did find was that it was the wide ruled page that seemed to be most popular. So I'm clicking onto that first page, and now I'm going to come over here onto this kind of little maze-like button, and I'm going to hit page templates. Let me just show you before I select the ruled one. So here you've got your standard blank page with number, you've got your ruled with filled, journal pages, graph paper. So remember we saw so many books that were doing really well, graph paper, ruled and graph, handwriting, music sheets, room grids, dot graphs, blank and graph, blank and ruled. You've got Mind Finder, Kakuro. I don't know how to use that. You've got word scrambles, you've got puzzles, you've got Nurikabi, you've got crosswords, Sudokus, word searches, mazes, fitness trackers, bill planners. You have got so many different things. So like I say, today I am keeping it really basic. I'm assuming that you've never made a book before. So that's why we're going. And in fact, BookBolt are adding more and more different templates all the time. From when I've joined to now, I joined back October last year, so about 10 months ago, 3 times more templates than there ever used to be. So this really will help you sell over on Amazon KDP, because it gives us basically the opportunity to really make quite a different book to everyone else. You know, we don't want to always be uploading exactly the same as the next person. Babysit, acts of kindness, vacation planners, donation planners, taxes, self-care acts, this year's taxes, utility trackers. There are so many. If you want to just go quickly to whichever section, like now we're going to notebook, we can just hit that. So for today, we're going to use the ruled paper, and we are going to go for wide ruled. And now this is where just the magic happens. I'm going to hit select all. I'm going to deselect the cover, and now I'm going to come down here and hit select. Now it's going to bring us through to this page. So here you can add in additional margins. So if you want a bit of a gap around, that's fine. Your stroke width, so if you want a thicker line, you can do that there. And here it's given us an automatic dark grey colour, but you can go any colour that you like, and it's super easy to change. Like I can literally go red if I wanted, just click down here, it's now blue. But for today we're going to go for black, keep it very classic. If you wanted to change the number of pages there, that's fine. Now it's giving us the option to reset to default, but we're going to hit submit. Now that is just going to do its thing. It's going to now put that through on every single page. So each of your pages are going to look a little bit like this. Now, just to jazz it up a little bit, so it's not the same kind of thing, we are going to go over here into File Library. So this little kind of clip art picture just there. I'm going to go over to Pixabay, and here I'm just going to type in Spaceman. And it's like little things like this that can kind of really set apart your book. So what I'm going to do is, I quite like this little guy here. He's very sweet. Let me just have a little look and just see if there's any others that I especially like. I think he's really good. So I'm going to use this one just here, this little character. And you can see there, he's absolutely huge. But what we're going to do, going to grayscale him. So I'm going to come over here to Effects, hit grayscale, and then we're going to go OK. So now he is just grey, black, white, varying degrees. Now I'm going to change the opacity. So that's how much we can see through him. So putting him quite light. There we go. So it's just kind of in the background there. But now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shrink him right down. Let me just cross that off. And then just have him down in the corner. And obviously you can play about and kind of put things on different pages and just kind of like really play around with it all. Yeah, so I think that's quite sweet. So when the little blue circle's going, that means that the page is just updating. Now what I want to show you is how easy that we can now duplicate that page. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click onto this. We're going to hit clone this page. And again, I'm going to hit select all, untick the cover. Hit clone. And then we're going to go OK. And now that same little image is going to go through on every single thing. You could absolutely have the little spaceman up much bigger. That's absolutely fine. But I think for a teen notebook, you don't want it too big and garish, is my opinion. But it kind of just gives a little bit of something else. So that's all done. So now if we just scroll through those pages, you can just see here just kind of a little grey figure just there. So now we're going to start working on our front cover. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start building up our cover. So again, we're going to go back to our pictures, so back to our file library. And here we go, so we're straight into Spaceman. This here is a really nice picture. So I think that would be quite cool. Let me just see if there's anything else I think would be really good. So again, like I'm bearing in mind who it is I'm selling to. So I don't want it anything kind of too cartoony like this one, because I am really trying to think about it being for, you know, a young person. Go with my initial gut instinct, which was this spaceman just here for my front cover. So I'm going to move him down, and then here I'm going to actually change the rest of the page to black. So that kind of then all blends in. So now you can see up here that it is black. It's keeping this here just now for me so that we can kind of see and feel our way around. So now I'm going to have a little look and see if we can find maybe some planets for the back page. Let's have a little look. But again, I kind of want to stick with that black theme. So I don't want anything too much. Maybe a few planets would be quite nice. Remembering again that I am still looking for like the teen market. I'm not looking for anything else. Oh, that might be quite nice if that was at the bottom of the back page. So if I then put that to there, and then I might just extend this one out a little. So basically this pink zone or peachy zone around the edge is basically your trim zone. So by extending it out, I'm kind of just making sure that we're going to be okay. So you can see here, you've got that really beautiful planet just there. You've got the spaceman. I think that's looking really good. Now I'm just going to go and have a look for another planet kind of a little bit higher up. Maybe something along these lines. Let's have a little look. So I'm thinking smaller now. And if I was taking this kind of book very, very seriously, I might be actually looking into like the order of the planets and things like that, like where would they be? Again, I'm going to go and get another one. Moon and a planet, maybe this one just here. So again, moving that over. And I'm going to try and put that in the middle. So you've kind of got like a 1, 2, 3. I think that looks really nice. I think that looks quite smart. So if you're looking at that preview page just there. Now I'm wondering about this area here. I think that is looking, if you had your cover open out in front, I think that might be looking a little bit dull. So I kind of might just have a little look for some kind of like supernova. Let's see what we've got. Some kind of galaxy or something like that. Maybe this one. It's just to kind of fill a little bit of a gap. Let me see, how does that look? Yeah, I think that looks good. It's just kind of given a little bit more. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just firstly put in a shape just here. So we're going to go for a rectangle. Now I'm going to do like that and then bring it across. And this is going to be our composition notebook label. So I'm going to change that to a white. So that will stand out against the book. So now if we just see that, there we go. So that needs to go a bit smaller, I think. Maybe something along those lines. So using my, and what's really nice as well is, I know you guys can't see it, but actually BookBolt kind of, it clicks into place when it's right. So now I'm going to just go to my text. I'm going to use a heading just here. And I'm just going to move that up and over into this white space so I can see. And then I'm going to change that to composition note. Right, now we'll do the size. There we go. And it might look small on the screen right now, but it's not going to be that small. By the time you've got it kind of all lined up and everything. So we've got composition notebook, and then I'm going to go for another one, move this up here, just so we can see the writing. And that is going to say 8.5 inches by 11 inches. Again, just making that smaller. So let's now just move that one around. And then I'm just going to add in college ruled. No, wide ruled. We went for wide, didn't we? And obviously, you know, you can play about with the different font sizes. You can play about with the different kind of texts and things like that. I think I'm pretty happy with that as far as that goes. So now just up here, you've got this little eye. So now we can have a little preview. So if we have a look, that's essentially our book. So all the pages up to 100. There you go. And then that's your cover just there. Bring myself down again. Keep moving myself around. There we go. And now this is just for the cover template. So I'm now just going to hide that so we can just have a look and see how that looks. So that was just this little checkerboard bit, cover template. So you can have it so you can just see it, or you can completely hide it. So let's have a little look, see what we think. Yeah, so I think that does look good. I'm kind of thinking a little bit, maybe something just here, just kind of follow that scene on, and also just maybe this area. What I've got an idea for is maybe like a space station or something like that. Space. Oh, would help if I could spell space station. Let's see. See what comes up. Oh, so there is that one there. That looks pretty good. I'll probably go for this one just here, just like that. I'm just going to make it quite small, because what I want to do is kind of bring it up here. But then if you can just see this little dot here, I'm going to click there, and then you can kind of turn it, angle it any way that you like. So I'm actually going to have it going up that way, which I think looks good. Might just lift it up a little bit higher. Maybe even just coming slightly over that. Let me see. Yeah, that kind of jazzes that bit up a little bit. And then if I go back to the file library, there was another one there that I really liked. So I'll get that one as well. Where has that gone? This one, just here. And now I might put that one over on the other side. So again, just going to make that a bit smaller. Obviously, we need to keep it mildly realistic. And just drag that over here. I think that looks really good. I'm really happy with that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come across here. I'm going to hit download. And then obviously this is a printed book that we're downloading. So we're going to hit current project, CMYK, printed book. The next one down here is a current page. So if you'd made an error just on one page, you can just re-download that. So CMYK, and now that's going to start downloading. Seems like it's quite a busy night at the moment. So 53 in the queue. 39, we're getting there. It's not going to take us too long. But I really think that BookBolt is such an incredible way for you to kind of get that entry into the market. Don't forget about the link that is down in the description below. It is such a good value. So you have different options with BookBolt. So you have their pricing plans. If you want absolutely everything included, so this is all your keyword, product research, this is you'll still get your 3-day trial, you get your cover and interior designer, search volume, KDP Spy, 24/7 customer support, and they are so helpful. They are really lovely people, and they're just there to help us. And then also the puzzle creation software. I've done a few different videos on that, so I'll also put them in the links below as well, so that you can go and have a look at those videos so you can see just how else you can use those. I've used it for word searches, crosswords, maze books, like so many different things. I did a bumper puzzle book as well, and they sell really, really well. And that's kind of more your mid content. Obviously, at the moment, we're looking at low content. So, and that monthly is $19.99. If you go yearly, you're looking at $90. And that, again, it doesn't include your puzzle creation. If you want the puzzle creation, it's $200. So decide basically which one you want. For me, I use the puzzle creation all the time. And I think it's really worthwhile. It can really set your books apart from everyone else. And don't forget, if you're, for example, paying this price here, your $200, you'll actually get 20% off. So that's $40 off, so it's $160. If you're going monthly, you'll be getting $4 off a month, so you'll be paying $16. That has downloaded. Yeah, let's just have a look down here. Let's open that up. Space composition. That's it. Now, I'm actually just going to drag these out of my file because my computer doesn't like it when I upload, or actually I should say KDP doesn't like it when you upload from a zip file. So I'm just going to just move them straight into my downloads like that. Okay, so now if we close that, now what we're going to do is head over onto Amazon KDP. Amazon KDP, so you can simply go into your account. Now, if you do not have an account already, you can actually just convert your standard Amazon account into a KDP one. So then that way you don't have to put in all your details. But if you do want to start a new one, you simply put in kdp.amazon.com and that will take you into the sign up form. Now, something really key that you need to know if you do not live in the US is that because it is an American company, they do something called tax withholding. So within your account information, you need to ensure that you've got your tax information in there. Otherwise, of your profits, they will hold back 30%. This is your bookshelf. So this is all your different titles just here. But what we're going to do now is we're going to hit create just there. And now we're going to go through the uploading process. So now you've got the option of Kindle, paperback, hardcover, or creating a series page. So for today, we're going to go create paperback. It's English. And what we're going to have a look at is our space themed names. So if you can find a book that was doing especially well and has a really good kind of name. So let me go back into the listings. So we definitely want something called science themed, space themed, science. If we type in here space, so then it comes up with just the space ones. So if you go science, space, composition notebook, wide ruled for teens, 120 search results. So let's just have a look and see which one has got good reviews and quite a few reviews as well, because then that means probably they're doing something pretty good with their titles. So this one here has got 228. So I'm actually going to copy this and then I'm going to take that over into my KDP. And just here, I'm going to paste that there, and then I'm also going to paste that there. So it has to be called Composition Notebook because that is all that is written on your front cover. So Composition Notebook is all that can be called, but the subtitle is really important. So what we're going to do is we're going to use what they've put and just kind of alter it. So first of all, we have got 100 pages. 100 pages. We are then going to change the size. So ours was 8.5 by 11 inches. Wide ruled journal. And then just in here, I'm going to put in here note books for teens, boys, girls, and adults. Just over here, obviously we have not got the purple starry universe paint swirls. We have got space themed science notepad. I will put this time just to use again a different word. Space themed science notepad. Astronauts and oh dear, I really need to work on my spelling. Astronauts and planets. There we go. So we've got quite a few different words in there. If it was part of a series, you can add series details here. Just here, we're going to come up with our pen name. Now, when you're thinking about a pen name, if you're doing something like notebooks, you can create something around the theme of notebooks that you're doing. For me, I put all mine under. For me, I'm just going to put this under one that I've used previously, quite early on, CD Publishing. There are no contributors to this. And now for our description, what we're going to do again is click into one that is doing well. And we're going to have a look at their description. So as you can see, there is not too much there. So we're going to control and copy that. And we're now going to take that over into our description. So this imaginative notebook is perfect for all your writing needs. I'm going to change imaginative to, I'm going to go space, infused notebook is perfect for all your writing needs. It's 100 pages, 8.5 by 11. Pages are lined, lines are wide ruled, high quality paper stock, perfect for either pen or pencil. The cover has a beautiful matte finish. Now that's something that you can choose. I own the copyright and necessary publishing rights. Are there sexually explicit images? No. Reading age, that's optional. Let's have a look. So we're obviously not going to use it. Let's go for age 5. 18 plus, Amazon.com. I always change this to Amazon.co.uk. That's because I'm in the UK and I find that that works better for me in terms of the pricing, because then I understand a little bit more where the prices are. So here, categories. So another really amazing feature over on BookBolt is this here, the KDP categories. So if you come over to your KDP uploader, it's really hard to find where you should be kind of putting these. So for this one, I probably am going to go for like science. And then astronomy, space and science. And then you could go solar system, for example. And you can use up to 3 categories. So we don't have the moon and the sun in there. So that might be 1. So if I save that one. But over on BookBolt, you actually have like a place that tells you where you should be putting your books. So if we just go save categories for the moment, and I can take some of my keywords that I've put in here. So Control and C there. and put them into my category finder, this now will give me a few ideas as to where I can put them. So you've got science and math, astronomy and space, science and math, physics, astrophysics, space science, and it's just basically giving us a little bit of an idea. So now I'm going to go and use some of these. Edit categories. So we've got one there. Now we're going to go add another category. So again, we're going to go back to our science and math. We're going to hit category. I think we will stick with the astronomy and space. There was the astrophysics that then came up. Astronomy. We have got the telescopes and equipment there. And then we're going to add one more. So again, science and math. Again, we're going to go for popular science, physics, scientists and engineers, maybe a scientist and engineer one actually, and then science again. There we go. So now I can save those categories. Now here is our keywords. Now it does tell us that it's optional. It might be optional, but please make sure you use it. What we're going to do, as we know that this book here has been doing really well, we are going to take its ASIN number just here, take that over back to BookBolt. What we're going to do is go to our Book Scout. We're going to, oh, it's already saved it from earlier actually. So now we can have a little look and see where is good for us to start ranking. So I'm going to have a little look through. I'm specifically looking for books that have higher search volume, so than ones that are coming up. So again, you've got wide ruled notebook paper. So that might be quite a good one to do. So 95,000 searches a month, 52,000 results. Ideally, we'd like fewer. Another thing that you can also do is come over here to keywords. You can go here to search and we can go space notebook and then see what comes up from the back of that. It will give us lots of different search results. So you've got a cats in space, children's notebook, and then here as well you've got some other frequently used keywords. Primary composition notebooks, composition notebook for kids with drawing space, composition notebook out of space. So you can see here that gets 1,000 searches a month. So I'm going to copy that one over. I'm going to put that into my first keyword box. I'm then going to come back, have a look and see what else we've got. And I'm kind of looking at both. Primary composition notebook with picture, outer space. Copy that one. Primary, I'll take out composition because we've got composition quite a few times. Primary notebook with picture, space, outer, picture space, outer space. So not all of these things, for example, if I type this over into Amazon, I'm not really expecting it to come up with anything, but that doesn't actually matter. Don't be so narrow-sighted that you're only putting in what people might put, because essentially if they put in anything, you want yourself to come up. So yeah, absolutely no results onto that. But now if someone puts in a galactic notepad, let's 115 results. So how likely am I going to be to get onto that first page? Far more likely. And actually, I think my notepad will stand out quite well here. So that's my keywords done. So I'm really thinking about different words. So you've got like, someone types in literally composition notebook outer space. I have got a really good chance of coming up. If someone types in wide rules, oh, that should be ruled. But equally, if you're in something where there might be quite a common spelling mistake, you can do that. If someone types in wide ruled science notebook, because I've got wide ruled here, just there, I've got science over here, and then I've got notebook over here. Amazon is a search engine. It will put all these words together. So now we're going to hit save and continue just there. Save successful. And now it's going to take us into the next page. Oh, I don't think I hit low content. Let me just do that because it's trying to give me an ISBN. So Amazon will come back to you if you do something wrong, but it's easier to just sort that out now. So here it is a low content book. So basically then you don't get an ISBN number. So now that option will disappear. But if you do a children's book mid content, you can get the ISBN. So now it's going to be published without an ISBN. So that's for notebooks, planners, journals, and other similar words. So publication date, I'm just going to use today. Interior is black and white paper. For a notebook, I'm going to just use the standard. We're going to select a different size just here. We've gone for the 8.5 by 11. No bleed. We're going to go for the matte finish because we put that in our description, but you can go for a glossy finish. Now we're going to upload the paperback manuscript. So if you remember when we did our zip file, it actually downloaded two different files. So we're going to use here, first of all, our paperback interior. So that's now uploading. Once that's then uploaded, we can then go in and do the cover. So how much can you realistically look to earn by doing this? I mean, we saw the bestseller was only earning $90, but then the third bestseller was earning like $700. And really what I would say to you is the sky is the limit. Obviously, the more books that you get out there, the more chance you have of getting success, but also the more confident and competent your designs become. I'll actually show you one of my very first designs, which was just really bland and boring. And I thought, oh, that's nice, I'd buy it. But in reality, it looked like everything else I'd seen on the shelf. So the manuscript is uploaded, the interior. So now we're going to do the book cover. We're not going to use the cover creator. You can use that if you don't want to pay for a software, but honestly, it is really clunky. So now we're going to use our cover file. So that's just this one here, and that's now uploading. And then if you have purchased your own barcode, which if you're just starting out, I doubt that you have, you would have already included that on your cover, and then you would just simply check that box just there. So that's now just processing our file, but we can now hit launch previewer. So it's now saving everything, putting the book together, and then we can start to see how it's actually going to look. And basically at this point, what's happening is Amazon is doing kind of like a computer check to make sure that your book isn't going to cause any issues when it goes to print. That is literally all they're checking. They're not checking anything else. They're not looking at the quality of your cover, which is why the market on Amazon has kind of become flooded, because so many people are putting out really poor designs. So if you want to really make sure that your designs are really good and really crisp, you can, of course, use Creative Fabrica, which there is also a link to in my description. I get so many of my images from there. And also what's really great about it is you can actually get KDP interiors. As a thank you for staying this far into the video, There is also a link below which is giving you 5 free interiors that I have created. Now there's standard notebook pages, there is a bill tracker, there is a password tracker, and a couple of others. So if you're interested in that, definitely click onto that link. It's in my Stan store. All you need to do is enter your email address so I can send you those downloads. You download them and you can edit those in Canva, or you can upload them into your BookBolt account. It is entirely up to you. In Canva, they're editable. In BookBolt, they won't be. So just bear that in mind. So here we go. So now this is it. So this is our quality check. I think that is looking really nice. And then if we click across into the book, you can see our little spaceman down there. He's quite discreet, but I think that looks really good. Every page there is going to be identical. So I'm just going to move myself up here. I'm going to hit approve. There we go. Come down here. And here it's telling us about our printing costs. So now we're going to go save and next. So for me, this book's going to cost me £2.15 to print. But the amazing thing is you're not going to pay anything if it doesn't sell. I'm going to leave it as all territories. My primary marketplace is my .co.uk. And just in here, I'm going to put in what it is I'm going to sell it for. So as we kind of discovered, £5.99 was pretty good. And that then gives us a royalty of £1.44. So if I just put in £1.44 into my calculator and I sell 500 copies, that is a profit, can you see that, of £720 every single month. And I'm not saying that that is easy, and you can go through these as well and adjust so they will all be different, but basically Amazon kind of works out all the different conversions depending on it. And now all I'm going to do is hit publish. And congratulations, you have submitted your first notebook if you have followed along. So as you can see here, we now need to review your book to ensure it meets KDP's guidelines for book details, content and quality. If it passes its review, it can take up to 72 hours to be available to purchase on Amazon. If it doesn't pass our review, we'll email you. During the review, the book will appear as in review on your bookshelf. You can change your book details, content and pricing after reviews are done, but you may have to resubmit your book to ensure it meets our guidelines. And when they send it back to you, they literally give you an email with this and this is wrong, and it's on this and this page. So it's really simple and easy to go in and amend that. So I hope you got so much from that video. I hope now that you have the confidence to go out there, create your own KDP business and get yourselves going. Take control of your life. This is what it's about. It's about being independent. It is about getting something for yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to quit your job. It means that you are doing something for you. You might create a nice little nest egg. You might create a full-on $1 million business. Who knows? But if you don't try, you won't know either. Can't wait to see you all next time. See you soon. Bye.